As I'm filming this, it has almost been 2 weeks since Boys World disbanded, which is absolutely insane. A lot is going on. But I thought, in the midst of all this chaos, why not come on here and share my story of how I became a former member of Boys World. Former is insane, y'all. Former, that's like what? The actual... This video is going to be a long one. So if you want to stick around for the whole thing, grab a snack, grab some popcorn, grab an energy drink, because we're going to get into it, okay? Okay, let's start from the beginning. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Just kidding. I love that song by Dua Lipa. Also, I have some notes on my phone that I'm going to use just so I can stay on track because I don't really do story times. So, yeah. I was homeschooled from 8th grade all the way to high school because my parents really needed me to, be there and take care of my sisters while I worked. I'd make them breakfast. I'd pack their lunches. I would dress my little sister every day for school. She still tells me to this day, like, she dresses how I taught her to dress, which is so nice hearing that as a big sister, because I was shooting in the dark for real, because I took care of my sisters for a while, but like making sure they were on the bus every morning and waking up with them and making sure they're fed, making sure their homework was done, making sure their lunches were packed was insane. And teaching my sister how to dress, like, I did not have good style back then, but I was doing my best. So I would do all of that before I logged in for my online class, which was a lot, but I managed, I had a lot of free time because, if I'm honest, I skipped a lot of my classes so I could really take music and YouTube seriously, which I do not recommend. Stay in school and don't cheat your way through high school, because I definitely have lost a few brain cells by not really learning. But I would do it all again. I would. I'm sorry. Music was always my escape growing up because I had dealt with a lot of trauma that I won't be talking about today because I am still actively healing from that. But the day that I really want to open up and tell everybody and raise awareness, I will. I'm just not ready for that today. But eventually that is my goal, because I do want to raise awareness for what had happened to me when I was younger. So, yeah. I'm going through a lot of trauma. I'm balancing online school, but I'm still having all these big dreams of YouTube and music, and I'm still taking care of my sisters every day. It was a lot to balance. It was a lot mentally, but I think that's why I made it here, because I had a lot of great work ethic and I was hardworking and driven. So that's like totally off topic. Let me like step it back. During this time, I also had a fan account for the Dolan twins that I literally ran like a business. If you know, you know. But I also took it very personally, and it meant a lot to me. I was homeschooled, so I didn't have like a lot of friends or opportunities to make friends because my family really needed me all the time. And I had online school, and there was really no outlet for me to make friends besides the internet. And honestly, it was for the better, because that allowed me to make friends all around the world. The friends that I made, like around the US and overseas, I still have to this day, which is insane. People who say online friendships aren't real have never experienced an online friendship to its fullest. And yeah, if you're watching this, you know who you are. I still talk to y'all all the time. I visited your state. I still haven't visited my friend Whistle. She's from France, and we've been friends for like 8 years. So I still have to visit her. Also, this is like not my thing. I write sad music and put like aesthetic pictures over it. I don't sit here and do story times, but I just wanted to tell my story because I feel like nobody really knows my story at all. So I hope that you're following along this far. I'm really trying to keep my thoughts in order and tell an actual story, but just bear with me. I hope you grab those snacks. I'm going to stop talking now. Let me get back into the story. As I got more comfortable on social media, I started finding my voice in all of it. I started introducing my own music and my covers within the Dolan Twin fandom, and people were loving it. And I was like so shocked because it took a lot of me personally to have the confidence to even ever post a cover like that. So thank you guys for supporting me back then. It honestly all started with me writing a very special song for the Dolan Twins. I still look back to that song and I love it. Even though it was a rewrite, it's still very personal to me, and me and my mom rewrote it. So yeah. Their dad was diagnosed with cancer, and they were very strong and very open about it. I really wanted to be there for them during this time because my dad had passed away due to cancer when I was 5. So I did feel like I could relate to them in a way that some people couldn't really understand, if that makes sense. I just wanted to cheer them up and spread positive energy throughout their social media and their lives and the fandom, because some people were just not nice about the whole thing, and I just really wanted to be that light for them, because I knew growing up watching my mom and how hard it was for her to deal with somebody you love being diagnosed with cancer. It's very hard to watch and it's very hard to experience, and I just wanted to just be that positive light for them as much as I could. Throughout that whole process of that song that me and my mom wrote for them, I just really started to understand the power that music has and the healing that it can do for everybody. And that's when I really fell in love with that aspect of music. Making music to heal people and just make them feel less alone. Because I'm a very sad person inside, and that's why my original music has always been sort of like sad and just very sad at the end of the day. Like, I wanted to put that sort of feeling that I got from doing that into my why I make music and what's my reason behind why I do what I do. So that was a little prelude of basically everything leading up till I started my YouTube channel, which I started my YouTube channel in 2016. I was posting covers. I was posting like original songs here and there. Nothing was like really catching. I didn't have like a viral moment yet, but I was loving it. I was filming it in my garage with my phone. I didn't even have a microphone back then. I was just using my literal phone's voice memos to record all of the songs that I have on my channel. So that's just a little side note, like you don't need the best equipment to like propel your career at all. You just have to have that hardworking, driven passion for everything that you're doing, and you'll make it. So a year into my YouTube channel, some of them started getting more traction. I think the video that really popped off like for the first time was my Young, Dumb, and Broke cover. I think that had like 400,000 views, and that was the first time like that had ever happened to me. I was screaming inside. I was like, what is going on? This is insane. This is like incredible. Like, I was finally seeing something that I love work. And when I say work, obviously, you know, when you post something, you want to have those views. But that's not like the reason why you do it. You do it because you love it. But yeah, I was really excited about that song going viral. It's the cover that had got the attention from The Voice. And I am 15, 16, freaking out in Ohio in my room over this email from The Voice. Because a year before that, like before I had really gained views on YouTube, I had waited in the line for The Voice to be on The Voice for like 8 hours with my mom. And I didn't get in. I got rejected. I had to sing in front of this like panel of people with like 30 other people auditioning. So I had to audition in front of 30 other people and a panel and wait in line for 8 hours, and I did not get a call back. The crazy thing is like I get views and then they email me for a callback. So I didn't even have to do that again. I just went in and I did the callback audition, which let me get into that because that was traumatic. That was so dramatic. Oh my God. So I was like freaking out in Ohio, like I said. And I was like, this is it. This is the time. I didn't make it back then, but I'm going to make it now. They literally reached out to me for a callback audition. Like, they have to want me. I'm going to be on the show. And I literally had thought that. But I also like protected my heart a bit because I was didn't want to be so attached to this, and then it doesn't happen, and then I'm so sad for like 3 months. So I still kept my heart protected, but I was still excited, and I still had all these dreams, as you should. So my mom drives me and my little sister to Indianapolis like a week later after we got that email, and I get to the room for the audition, and there's like 9 or 12 people in this place. There's a glass just wall with people behind it. There's a huge camera in my face. I walk in with my guitar. They take my guitar. They're like, you can't sing with your guitar. And I've been practicing with my guitar. They didn't tell me that I couldn't have my guitar. So that definitely was the first like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. But then there was this like table of these people with binders, just like writing down things. I didn't even do anything yet, but they were writing. I was like, okay. So they take my guitar. I'm freaking out. There's people with microphones and cameras, and I'm just like, why is there so many people in this room? I am freaking out. Way more people than when I auditioned a year before. It was high stakes. But I did get through one whole song, which was crazy because I had prepared everything on my guitar, and I had to be quick with it. I had to think, okay, I know this karaoke version of this whole entire song that I can sing right now. Oh my God, I had to reach so far in the back of my brain to find something like that I could just pull out of my literal ass, like actually. But I get through the first song. It was Adele. I think it was Someone Like You or something. I get through the whole song, and then they asked me to do another song. And so the second song was New Rules by Dua Lipa. I kid you not. I get to the hook. Everybody starts shutting the whole place down. The people in the back with the binders, they're closing them. The lights are going down. The music is slowly dimming, slowly getting quieter and quieter. And I just get quieter with the music. I'm like, there's no way that this is happening right now. So the whole audition is basically over. The guys at the panel, they're like, we just don't think your voice is suited for pop music. And I was like, okay. Literal knife in my chest at that time. My camera literally just stopped recording all of a sudden. So that's great. Let's get back into the story. So they tell me your voice isn't fit for pop music, blah, blah, blah. And then they tell me, come back next year. I was like, no, I'm just not going to do this again at all. I'm not going to be back next year. I'm not going to be back. I was like, this is a sign. This is just not my plan. This is my second time, and I don't really love it. And, you have this ideal plan in your head of how your life's supposed to go. And that's just not your plan, ultimately, sometimes. Sometimes it's like you think your life's going to turn out one way, and it completely turns out a different way because it just wasn't meant to happen. So that's kind of what I told myself to make myself feel better about the whole thing. But I definitely still live by that. So, yeah, a little advice for y'all in between this story time. And so after that whole thing, I was posting covers, but they weren't fulfilling me as much as writing my own music was. And that's when I truly started to know that writing my own music is something that like makes my soul feel like it's on fire. You know what I mean? And then I had this idea. I was like, I really just want to write music for other people. And I just wanted more inspo. So I posted on my story. I was like, DM me your story and I will write you a song. And that's how I Wrote a Song for You was born. I love her. I want to post her on Spotify one day. I really hope I can. We'll see. That's like one of my goals. So stay tuned for that. It might happen. I hope so. We'll see. Like that whole series went beyond what I thought it was going to be. Like, what? I'm still so grateful for that. I listen to the songs all the time. I still have the book because me and my mom wrote them all together. And I still have a book of like all these DMs and stories that people would send me that me and her would go through and like write a song about. So that's a fun thing to look back at. I love it. It's so nice. Oh, I need to bring it back. So comment if you want me to bring it back, because I would love to. So, and shout out to my mom, because I couldn't have done it without her. After work, she would just plop herself in my room and we would go ham. I'd have my guitar open, she'd have her notes app, she'd have her notebook, she'd bring home fruit and wings, and we were in my room with my husky just writing a bunch of songs. It was so fun. I miss that era so much. I loved it. It was so nice. Also, oh my God. So I didn't have a MacBook and I really wanted one and I didn't have enough money. My mom didn't have enough money. So I just tweeted. I was like, hello, does anybody have a MacBook that they don't want anymore that I could have? Bless her soul. This girl, I don't remember her name. I really wish I did. And that is my fault. I'm just so bad with names. She reached out to me and she said, yes, I have a MacBook, but it's super old. I can wipe it and you can have it. And I was like, what? And she sent it to me. And that is the reason why I was able to have GarageBand and just like add harmonies and like all these stacks to the I Wrote a Song for You series. So use your resources, kids. Use your resources, because you never know what could happen. So it's 2019 now, and my series is doing really well. The I Wrote a Song for You series is going viral. I'm getting so many stories. I have so much inspo for all these songs I need to write for people. I'm loving it. All of a sudden, these record labels start reaching out to me. I'm getting emails from Atlantic Records, Interscope, Universal Music, Darkroom, Republic Records. I'm like, what the actual heck is going on? Everybody just started reaching out to me like that. Didn't know how to handle that, but I did. I was very classy. I was scheduling all my emails. I was scheduling all my meetings, replying to emails, jumping on calls. I remember the first call I got was from Santa Monica, California. And I remember screenshotting it and being like, this is it. This is it. I'm set. This is insane. I've never gotten a call like that. Nobody's just calling me from California. I'm all the way in Ohio, you know? But yeah, it was definitely hard though, because I was getting all these emails. I was getting all this traction. I still had to do online school. I still had a fan account to run. I still had to put my sisters on the bus and make sure they're fed and make sure their homework was done. So it was a lot. I was having like 6-7 jobs at once, but I loved it. I was like, this is what I need. This is great. This is what I need for my dreams to come true. Because you can't make anything happen without hard work, you know? So it definitely felt fulfilling, but like very, very stressful. As everything in life is. It's very stressful. But it was a good stress. And it was also like a little ego boost, because I, had just gotten rejected from The Voice the previous year. So this was just reassurance, like I am on the right path. This is what I'm meant to do. And I've always wanted to move to LA. Ever since I was like a young person, I've always manifested it. I had so many boards of manifestation things and of me being in LA and writing music and all that stuff. So it was alignment for sure. But the one DM/email that really outshined everything was the infamous DM that asked me, do you want to be in a girl group? And my jaw dropped. I was like, yes? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh my God. Not having to do all this alone and be stressed and have 4 girls beside you the whole time while you're all experiencing this. And also, I didn't have that many friends. So this was like a perfect opportunity. I was like, yes, sign me up right now. But also with those things, you have to be skeptical. You have to ask these questions of like, is this a scam? Are you going to kidnap me? Like get on your Zoom, get on the call, get on the FaceTime. And it was legit. I was like, whoa, pause. This is reality. This isn't just like the multiple calls I've been taking with like dead ends. Basically, this was like, wow, this is it. This is also something that resonated with me as an artist, because I grew up with 2 sisters. So sisterhood was always like this with me, So I was like, sign me up. I already said that, but sign me up. So flash forward to the audition. I fly to LA with my mom. And mind you, this is the first time I was ever in California, ever. I'm an Ohioan. I lived in Ohio. I only saw pictures and videos of California. So I got my lashes done before, got my hair done. I was like, oh my God, I'm in LA, y'all. Like, but also I was just so excited because it's like, I'm in LA and I'm here to audition. And I worked so hard to get here. This is insane. This was my first time visiting California, but I didn't know that I would be staying and not going home. Yeah, let me get into it. So before I get into the fact that I went to LA and never went home, let me get into little details because they're fun. So they put us in a hotel like right next to Melrose. And I've only seen Melrose, you know, like I said, on Instagram, YouTube. The pink wall. I go visit it immediately. Take my picture right across the street. I just saw the pink wall. I'm going to Earth Cafe. This whole time, I'm exploring the whole Melrose. And looking back now, I'm like, I don't even go to Melrose, like, at all. And I've lived here for 5 years. But it's just that, like, first-time excitement that you just fall in love with everything immediately the first time you visit. At least that's what happened to me, because I've always wanted to be here, and I basically manifested it. But so yeah, like I said, the pink wall was literally a 5-minute walk right now, when it used to be like 3,000 miles away. And all I had to do was walk 5 minutes. Also, I had just turned 18, so all of this was even more exciting and freeing, the fact that I could just make the decision to stay here if I wanted to right now. So we landed, we checked into our hotel, I walked to the pink wall, I went to Earth Cafe, did all the things. But the most important thing that day was the fact that it was my audition to be in this girl group. And that quickly like snapped into my brain. I was like, wait, I am not on vacation. I am here to audition. And so we stopped exploring, and then I get to the audition. The meeting went great. I think everybody on the label was in my meeting, basically. And I was playing them my YouTube videos. I was telling them my story of like, basically kind of like the story that I just told you in the beginning of this video. And yeah, they loved me. And I didn't have to sing live, which was crazy, because I was waiting for them to ask me to like stand up and sing. Let me see what you got. But no, I quickly learned that the real decision of whether or not I would be in this group is if the other girls liked me, which was crazy, because what? Nobody does that. Nobody really lets chemistry be the determining factor of groups, you know? Like, what? So the meeting ends, the audition and the meeting ends, and the real audition is about to start. Lillian, Queenie, and Makaylee walk in, and that's the first time I meet them. They walk in, we immediately start having like a little meeting. I say, hi, I'm Olivia, nice to meet you guys, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. I'm so glad that my mom was vlogging for me and got this footage, because looking back, it's so surreal looking back at it. I literally just said that already. Anyways, history was made that day. Let's just say that. Also, Ilana wasn't there because she was flying in from New York. So she wasn't going to be there for that specific meeting, but I had met the other 3 girls, and I was so excited to meet Ilana. But I was also literally peeing my pants because, you know, meeting new people and hopefully they like you and you like them, that's so scary. The label sits us down with like a 6-page stapled document describing all of the activities we're going to do for the audition weekend for me. I was like, what is going on? Like, we have itinerary. We're going to Universal City Walk to watch a movie tonight. What? We're going to the studio? I've never been in a studio. We're having a sleepover. The last time I had a sleepover was with my little sisters. Like, it was just all new things, all new experiences, one after the other. But they told us that we were going shopping for house supplies at IKEA. And at that point, I was like, house supplies? Like, I'm not even in this group. Like, do I pick out bedding today? Like, do I pick out a couple plates and spoons that I like? I'm not even in here yet. But I'm going to act like it. I'm going to act like I am in this group and this is happening. And so I did. I picked out my bed sheet. I picked out this like husky stuffed animal because I have a husky at home. His name is Marty. And I was just living it up. I was vlogging everybody. Vlogging as if I'm in this group right now. Like, just living, taking everything in. So we get into the studio that night. The night I flew in, saw California for the first time, I'm already in the studio with these girls. It's also my first time being in a studio and hearing my actual voice, like, professionally recorded. Mind you, I have just been filming everything on my voice notes. And I had like a Yeti mic right before I left for California. I had like a Yeti mic for a month. And that was the upgrade of my life, having that Yeti mic. So being in a studio and hearing my voice that day was absolutely insane. My mom was in hysterics the first time she heard my voice back. I think we were singing Hard Placed or God is a Woman. I'm not sure. Everything is like, we signed an NDA. We can't talk about it yet. And my mom's like, can I take a video, please? I need to send it to my family. And they obviously let her. But, you know, my mom was just being a mom, and I love that. It was so cute. It's the day after, and we visit the infamous first Boys World house. That was insane. We first walked in, grand piano. What was on my vision board? Grand piano. We walked into the backyard. There's an in-ground pool. There's like the second house for like a studio. There's 5 rooms in this house. The ceilings are super tall. I'm like, what the actual heck is going on? Mind you, I'm not even in this group yet, but I'm visiting the house that all of them are going to be staying in. I had already bought in, like, my bedding, my spoons, helped them pick out bunk beds. I was like, okay, I'm going to still act like I am in this group, and these are my best friends, because we were honestly getting along really well. It was nice. I clicked with all the girls, like, immediately. It was very nice. It just felt so easy. Everybody was so excited. They loved me. I was recording them all the time. So it was honestly, the synergy was like, synergying, if that's a word. I don't know. But the synergy was alive. I will say that. So yeah, I'm vlogging the whole time, not knowing if I'm going to be in this group or not, but I was like, hey, at least they have the footage, right? At least they can look back, and I was a part of like this I was like this small part of their whole journey, and I was with them, and now they have this footage to look back on, and I was happy enough with that, if that's how this was going to end. I was like, they have the footage to look back on. They're going to love this one day, even if I'm not here for the future. They'll always have this, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's the thought that I was keeping in my head, to make sure I didn't spiral after this if I didn't get the group, you know? Protect yourself, as you should. We see the house, then we start setting up everything that we got from IKEA. That's when it starts getting a little too real, because I'm like, should I open my bed sheet right now and like put it on my bed? Should I put it on my bunk? We're over here picking bunks too. I'm like, sure, I'll take this bottom bunk. Like, oh, sure, I'll like, what? It was strange. It was fun though, but it definitely, looking back, I'm like, I don't know how I handled that with such grace and like just trust in the whole process. The audition weekend's ending. I'm basically already moved in. I've already had sleepovers with them. We've already been in the studio. We've already seen a movie together. We've already grocery shopped. And I still don't know if I'm in the group. Like, I have a flight booked for Ohio the next day with my mom. But it's not feeling like I'm going home. It's not feeling like I'm about to be in Ohio with everybody again. So during this time, I also remember having like a lot of doubts about leaving my family and pursuing this dream. But my mom sat my ass down and was like, no, I know this is going to be so hard for me, and I know that you're like such a glue to this family, but there's nothing more that I want for you than for you to follow your dream. And that made me cry. We had a heart to heart. She cried, I cried. And that was just I needed to hear that because I took pride in taking care of my sisters and keeping the house in order and just being there for everybody and being that glue, like she said. So I definitely needed that reassurance, and she gave it to me. And I know that was very hard for her because me and my mom were best friends at that point. So my mom catches the flight back home to Ohio without me. I am in LA with these girls in this house, and I still don't know if I'm in the group, and my mom's gone. But I am optimistic. I am letting things happen. I'm living it up. I'm in California. I'm looking at it as a vacation if all of this fails. I got to play a grand piano in a huge house in LA. I got to go shopping. I got to see a movie. I got to have sleepovers. I got to meet 4 incredible girls and become friends with them. That is insane. Still not knowing if I'm in the group. We're still having these tests. And then 3 days later, after that, while I'm in my bunk bed, I get a call. And I'm going to insert the video because it's so cute. But, yeah, I get the call that all the girls had said that they want me in the group and that I am in the band. When I tell you my heart sunk to my literal ass. I was like, this is it. I am finally gonna follow and chase my dreams. And I have 4 beautiful, talented girls next to me while I do this. That day, I honestly, I only remember it because of the video, because everything was, everywhere. But, yeah, I'm glad I have a video of it, because I don't specifically remember getting the call, but now I do because I watched the video. I don't know if that's happened to any of y'all, but it's how my brain works sometimes. But yeah, I was in the group, and we immediately started working. Let me tell you that. We immediately started girl group boot camp. They had us waking up at 6 a.m., running, doing ballet, running up mountains, singing at the same time, singing bye, 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 singing everything, doing HIIT workouts, doing, the ballet part was so fun, though. The ballet part was really fun. It was really nice. I loved it a lot. I definitely had a lot of panic attacks because I think I have asthma, and then they would make us do, interval running, and that is just not for me. I was supposed to go home that week, and I never did until 9 months later for Christmas. And also, that was my choice. A couple of things went down. I started to realize a lot of the trauma that I had experienced at home, and I didn't really want to see them just yet because I really needed to process things. I had a lot of things to internalize and talk about to other people that didn't even really know me and get their perspective on things. So that was another shock. I was going through a lot of change during this point. Freshly 18, moved out immediately across the country, Ohio to California, immediately signed to a record label, working in a girl group, making friends. It was just a lot. I would do it all again in a literal heartbeat, though. I would. I also lived out of one suitcase for 2 months because I literally wasn't prepared at all to be staying. And then 2 months later, after I got the group, my mom flew in with 3 suitcases full of my stuff, and I was set for a couple more months. But living out of a suitcase for 2 months was crazy. I was recycling 4 outfits. And the girls let me borrow some clothes, which was nice. But, living out of a suitcase for 2 months is crazy. Oh, I ended up graduating high school in California, too, because I was just finishing, my senior year. And so I think, when did I graduate? I think it was, June. April, May, June. So 2 months after I got the group, I graduated high school. Which was crazy. I got my diploma, mailed to me. I just got an email hey, you graduated, so proud, bye. It was crazy. It was so crazy. There's a video somewhere where our old videographer that used to take videos for us, he took a video of me and was what just happened today? And I was I just graduated high school. So funny. But yeah, I definitely missed some details around this story that hopefully one day I'll be on a podcast for and I can go into more detail. But that's my rough story of how I'm a former member of Boys World. So I hope you enjoyed this. As you all may know now, Boys World is disbanded, which is sad. It's still like not hitting me. It's really not. There's only one way that I know how to handle myself when things happen, and it is to express myself artistically and just talk to as many people as I can about everything that's going on and write music and just take everybody on this journey that I'm dealing with. Because I hate doing that stuff alone, you know? And if you have some people supporting you along the way that have loved you for like 5 years, I feel like I owe it to you guys to just take you on that journey of where I'm going. So look forward to some moving vlogs. I want to do like a 3-part series of me moving and going through memories and stuff. And yeah. So just be on the lookout for some more videos. I got to experience so many firsts with these girls. It's insane. They are definitely my sisters, and I am so unbelievably grateful for these past 5 years. I've learned so much. I feel like I honestly went from like a girl to a woman with these girls. Actually, I grew up with them. Like, this was my college experience, was being in a girl group, and that is insane. I love it. I would do it all again. I loved it. I had such a good time. Obviously, not everything was easy, you know, just like everything in life. Nothing is peaches and rainbows. But the positives were so positive. And I'm so grateful that I got to film music videos with them and create so many memories. And we just got to go to China literally this year in February and be on a TV show out there. And we went on a tour. Like, what? We did so much. We did so much. I love them. And I love you guys. And thank you so much for watching. I'm definitely going to be working on music for myself. Definitely not going to post it too soon. Just because I really just want to know and figure out who I am as an artist. So, but yeah. Stay tuned for some mini songs and some videos. Damn, do I not like want to leave this video? That's literally what it feels like. I feel like I've progressively gotten more comfortable as this video went on. So, yeah, stay tuned. And I love you guys, and thank you for supporting us and myself for so many years. I love you all. Have a good night, a good day, or a good morning, wherever you are and wherever you're listening to this at. And yeah, I love you. Bye.